Is Taiwan's new CIA-style web portal directly targeting Xi Jinping and China's security establishment? Is Trump no longer seen as reliable? A key US ally has now launched a CIA-style operation aimed at China. Has Taiwan gone rogue by openly recruiting Chinese informants in a bold bid to target Beijing from within? Can Taiwan persuade Chinese insiders to turn against Xi Jinping and share sensitive information with Taipei? Taiwan's audacious new spy recruitment webpage risks triggering a full-blown intelligence war with China. Taiwan's intelligence agency has reportedly launched a new hotline-like channel aimed directly at Chinese nationals. On June 1st, Taiwan's spy agency unveiled a dedicated webpage allowing Chinese citizens to confidentially offer tips and information. Through the Taiwanese platform, Chinese nationals can securely pass along intelligence and sensitive information to officials. Taiwan claimed that a growing number of Chinese citizens allegedly want to reveal information about developments inside China. Taiwan's National Security Bureau further stated that the initiative was inspired by intelligence practices used by US, British, and Israeli agencies. The Taiwan spy agency said, and I quote, "To expand the collection of intelligence on China's political, military, economic, and social developments, the National Security Bureau, NSB, pursuant to the National Intelligence Services Act and with reference to the practices adopted by intelligence agencies in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Israel, has established an information reporting channel for Chinese nationals. The channel enables Chinese nationals to contact the NSB and provide intelligence-related information, so as to expand the Bureau's diverse intelligence sources. In recent years, China's economy has faced mounting difficulties, while political control has remained tight. Coupled with a growing range of social and livelihood-related problems, these conditions have fueled public discontent. As a result, an increasing number of individuals have approached relevant agencies in Taiwan, wishing to provide various types of information. The NSB has recently completed the establishment of an information reporting webpage, which serves as a secure channel through which Chinese nationals may submit intelligence-related information." End quote. The Taiwanese intelligence agency also laid out detailed guidance on how Chinese citizens could avoid surveillance while providing information. Use non-Chinese mobile phones or tablet devices when accessing the platform. Restore devices to factory settings after transmitting any information through the portal. Connect through Wi-Fi networks that do not require real-name authentication or registration. Use virtual private networks, or VPNs, to access the intelligence reporting webpage securely. Browse the portal using Western-developed internet browsers in private or incognito mode. The move by Taiwan comes just as China issued an alarming warning about alleged rival espionage operations on June 12. China's Ministry of State Security claimed that overseas spy agencies are deploying so-called spy turtles and fish, marine animals equipped with hidden devices, to infiltrate Chinese waters and quietly snoop on Beijing's maritime environment and military footprint. These claims were laid out in detail in a post on China's popular WeChat social media platform, where the ministry used accessible language and graphics to warn ordinary citizens about alleged foreign spying along the country's vast coastline. According to the ministry, overseas spy agencies have been stealing sensitive maritime data for years using new types of equipment, suggesting a shift from classic human espionage to high-tech and automated tools hidden in the oceans. Beijing alleges that large living marine animals are being deliberately fitted with sophisticated sensors and directed to swim through specific areas, effectively turning them into mobile platforms that can slip into strategic zones without drawing attention. Chinese officials say these modified animals collect critical ocean data, from salinity and temperature to acoustic signatures, and then transmit the information back to overseas satellites, feeding foreign militaries with real-time intelligence on Chinese waters. However, the ministry did not provide concrete details on where these animals were discovered or which countries were allegedly behind these operations, leaving observers to speculate about the true scale and origin of the threat. Beyond marine animals, China says foreign agencies are also deploying unmanned detection buoys and wave gliders, floating or semi-submerged devices, designed to quietly monitor ship movements, underwater terrain, and other naval activity. The security post added that foreign spy agencies have been trying for years to systematically analyze Chinese naval activities, building long-term data sets to understand patrol patterns, submarine routes, and the deployment of key maritime assets. According to the ministry, these efforts are part of a broader push to create detailed underwater maps of China's coastline and nearby waters, maps that could be used one day to guide submarines, undersea drones, or special forces into Chinese littorals. In response, authorities urged marine researchers, fishermen, and vessel owners to immediately report any suspicious devices or unusual marine equipment they encounter, effectively enlisting civilians into a nationwide counter-espionage watch at sea. Earlier reports highlighted that China has already rewarded local anglers who turned in alleged spy devices they pulled from the water, using cash payouts and publicity to encourage others to hand over anything that looks remotely like foreign equipment. According to one such report, some fishermen received rewards of around $73,000 for their cooperation, underlining how seriously Beijing takes these fines and how far it is willing to go to incentivize public participation. In the South China Sea, tensions are already running dangerously high, with Beijing reportedly bracing for potential confrontation. China completed a seabed survey east of Taiwan in a move that many observers viewed as carrying potential military significance. According to Chinese state media, the survey helped fill key gaps in Beijing's hydrographic and seabed data across the region. China's maritime authorities conducted the mission during a 5-day law enforcement operation in waters east of Taiwan. Multiple Chinese agencies took part in the operation, including the Coast Guard and maritime safety authorities. The survey marked China's first publicly known effort to map these waters in such extensive detail. The move extended Beijing's operational presence into a region long regarded as strategically sensitive by Taipei. The operation came as Japan and the Philippines advanced maritime boundary discussions in waters east of Taiwan. Zhu Songling said, and I quote, "This part of the sea was relatively peaceful before, and China hadn't really said anything or conducted normalized patrols. It's dangerous because it uses border talk to create legal documents. Then they will use the so-called joint management of maritime areas to establish facts on the ground. After that, they invoke freedom of navigation, maritime security, and collective defense to introduce a military presence. So, China's law enforcement advancing into waters east of Taiwan is to cut off that chain of effort by the US, Japan, and the Philippines." Unquote. Analysts said the survey provided China with a far more detailed understanding of the undersea terrain east of Taiwan. An expert told the South China Morning Post that such hydrographic data could support more effective submarine operations. Unlike the relatively shallow Taiwan Strait, these waters descend rapidly into the deeper Philippine Sea basin. Large sections of the area reach depths between 3,000 and 5,000 meters, giving the region significant military value. The information gathered could support future naval deployments, undersea surveillance missions, and force movement planning. Beijing deployed the Hegseth 08, its most advanced long-range survey vessel, to carry out the mission. The ship reportedly covered more than 1,000 nautical miles of strategically important waters during the operation. Taipei condemned the activities and described them as another attempt by Beijing to expand its control at sea. The developments come as Beijing continues to view Taiwan as part of China and has not ruled out the use of force for reunification. Taiwan carried out coastal drills for a second straight day on June 10, staging large-scale exercises against the backdrop of mounting tensions with China's military. In these drills, Taiwan fired its new mobile HIMARS rocket systems, explicitly simulating the kind of Chinese invasion scenario its defense forces train for every day. The US-supplied launchers demonstrated their shoot-and-scoot tactics, firing and then rapidly relocating in an effort to avoid simulated Chinese counterstrikes. It was also the first time Taiwan had fired HIMARS on its west coast, using positions around the Taichung region to practice defending the island's most exposed shoreline. Notably, a Taiwanese army officer admitted that 4 HIMARS rockets misfired during the drills, describing the technical glitches as part of combat realistic training.